If I get drubbing drunk later, I might get my drubbing bum cheeks out, but that's all you're drubbing getting. So beware. Miyagikyo, single chuffing malt. Look at that. Right. Located in the valley of Miyagi. That's him out of chuffing. Karate Kid, isn't it, chuffing Miyagi? See some of this chuffing stuff. No, already couldn't chuffing kicksteak. Couldn't catch that bloody fly with chopsticks because he was chuffing pissed on this chuffing chide. Toasted chuffing nuts and stewed chuffing fruits. I think we're in for a chuffing tea. Hello, sunshines. Chuffing milkshakes and chuffing ball eggs. So welcome to another installment. Chuffing big old chuffing Quickshots. Stick around because you're for a chuffing royal treat. Now, I don't want you getting all chuffing excited because I'm chuffing showing a little bit of chuffing shoulder. I don't want you going all like kind of weak at knees and having funny sensations in your chuffing nipples, so behave yourself. This is all you're saying. If I get chuffing drunk later, I might get my chuffing bum cheeks out, but that's all you're chuffing getting. So beware. Right, you're in for a treat straight from chuffing Japan today. 45 flaming percent Big Al Chuffing Miniature Series. Miyagikyo, single chuffing malt. Look at that. Right, comes with some information, so I'm going to read it out. I've never tried this bugger before. From the chuffing land of the rising chuffing sun. Right, located in the valley of Miyagi. That's him out of chuffing Karate Kid, isn't it, chuffing Miyagi? See some of this chuffing stuff. No, already couldn't chuffing kicksteak. Couldn't catch that bloody fly with chopsticks because he was chuffing pissed on this chuffing chide. Located in the valley of Miyagi, a region in the north of Japan's Honshu Island, the chuffing pure air and spring water helps produce a refined malt with signature fresh fruit and floral chuffing aromas. Ex-sherry casks bring added depth to this whiskey's natural chuffing charm. It says on chuffing coals and nostrils, the old chuffing shonk. Full flavoured, rich, concentrated chuffing iris at the extremes, developing into malted chuffing barley, exotic fruit, licorice and bloody camphor. Long after, white flowers and chuffing bee, I thought it said chuffing earwax at first, beeswax making a chuffing appearance. Palate, firm and chuffing lively, malted barley at the chuffing harp, coated in herbaceous licorice and chocolate chuffing tones. The mid-palate draws energy as it comes to a close with fresh tobacco and coconut. I'm not chuffing smoking. I gave up chuffing smoking after the first chuffing cigarette, so they can forget about that chuffing chide. Finish, long and soft, evoking the scented of wilted roses. It lingers on notes of tobacco, spices, cardamom and ginger, toasted chuffing nuts and stewed chuffing fruits. I think we're in for a chuffing tea. So, without further ado, let's get a bloody cracked up and get a pour in. And we'll see what the bloody Japanese after chuffing off of those chuffing Brits, you know what I mean? There we go, see if they can do a better job than chuffing jocks, you know what I mean? Sorry, Scottish people. Right, let's see what we reckon to chuffing. What they say about chuffing beak again. Full flavoured, rich, concentrated ice extremes developing into malted brow, okay. Oh, that bloody surges up your nostrils, that. That bloody Spanish Armada swimming up my nose there. It's got good depth to it. I know what it means when it's talking about like kind of licorice and that little bit of a kind of smoky element to it. But it's really, really enticing. Left nostril, right nostril, chin, left nipple, right nipple, chuffing belly bin, round the old chuffing Alice. Here we chuffing go. Right, let's have a little chuffing taste and see what we reckon to this beast. We're doing this on a chuffing Friday night. Just dropped our chuffing Charlotte off in town. She's out with bloody work brigade getting chuffing pissed. So anyone around chuffing Woolmarket tonight, watch out. Because she's chuffing live and bloody dangerous, be warned. Right, cheers. It's very, very lively. Not very, I wouldn't say, it's not sweet. That's not a sweet whiskey, to my mind. I'm not saying it's got no sweetness at all, but that's more savoury. It's got, let me have another little chuffing sip before I can give you my final chuffing assessment. I always like to have two tastes. First one, it can kind of, it can sabotage you, it can hoodwink you, you know what I mean? You think you're onto something, and then you're not allowing it enough time to chuffing develop. For your chuffing palate to acclimatise to especially something that's got, there's a lot going off in there, so I need to have another little chuffing dabble. Right, here we go. it's definitely its own experience. I've not tasted too many whiskies like that. I know what it's saying when it's on about that kind of licorice. It's almost like a little bit salty, a little bit briny, licorice. I can taste that chocolate, that cacao. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about cacao in the field with chuffing others. I'm about that kind of chocolatey type vibe. But it's not that sweet. There's certain elements I can't quite chuffing put my finger on it. But it's not a archetypal usual flavour. That's what I like about these Japanese malts. And these Japanese whiskies in general is they throw you a chuffing curveball. I've already got curveballs. But they're even more curved after I'm chuffing something. This chuffing shite. It's good. It's nice. I think I could acclimatise to it. Like I say, it's not my usual kind of whiskey. I tend to be more, if I'm buying one for myself, I tend to go for either slightly smoky ones or chuffing sherry bombers, you know what I mean, or cheap shide. You know, all that bloody stuff. Well, I reviewed that last one, that David Beckham bloody blue bottle shide. I get that if that's on offer, but it's a nice little chuffing drop. Yes, yeah. Finish, long and soft, evoking scent of wilted roses. Tobacco. Yeah, but it's not a medicinal kind of peat, and it's not a kind of a campfire dwindling down kind of peat. It definitely is almost like an ashtray, but in a good way. Like the remnants of, if you've just smoked a chuffing big cigar, one of those ones that bloody Hannibal Smith had at 18 used to chuffing smoke, or look when it plan comes, or chuffing Colombo or something. If you like kind of went to ashtray after Colombo and just stubbed one out and licked it, you'd get a little bit of that kind of flavour. But I don't mean that in a bad way. You know, it's all very, very, one last little chuffing sip, because I'm enjoying it. You know, it's Friday chuffing night, we finished work, so why not get a little bit chuffing pissed? Why not? The finish is high end. It really, really hits the back of your palate and evaporates and expands, but it's not too hot. It's not too far, it's quite smooth, especially to say it's 45%. Buy it. That's the chuffing one there. Get it bloody bought, get it chuffing savoured, get it enjoyed. Get one of these little chuffing packets, you get them off the chuffing Amazon all sorts, Japanese like kind of collection. Right, just a few little points of interest before we wrap this in, because just a quick shot tonight, just a quick one. Points of interest, right, I wrote down here, Taco Bell is a food chain specialising in Mexican-inspired cuisine. Now, Taco Bell end is a chuffing medical condition. So you might need to know that information, because you might end up with a chuffing dose of chuffing Taco chuffing Bell end. It happens. You've got to be careful. Right, another one, new film coming out, they were telling me, and I've looked into it a little bit. Can't find out too much information, because it's in the kind of early stages. But apparently it's called Chuffing Fulcrum Point. And it's starring Jason Statham and chuffing Ann Widdecombe. And apparently what happens is quite early on in chuffing movie, somebody breaks into chuffing Statham's house. That's a big chuffing no straight away. And to add insult to injury, they chuffing Mech off with his chuffing prize winning chuffing leak. So that kicks it all off, and basically he teams up with chuffing Ann Widdecombe. And they bloody go on a chuffing rampage, and they end up getting, he gets his chuffing leak back in end, I think. But that's meant to be a good, it's apparently the movie score, the music for it is done by chuffing Daniel O'Donnell. And it's directed by a guy, new guy I'm saying, but he could have a big future, called Sergio bloody hell. It's directed, ladies and gentlemen, by a guy called Sergio Gorgonzola. That gag's not worth doing now. Chuffing farted it up about 3 times. It was a shit gag in the first place. One thing I like to finish on before I say adios amigos to you is it's been a while since we had one of Big Al's Policy Corners. Now this is a new one I've chuffing written. I wrote this. I've written this in the last few days. I hope you enjoy it. It's called The Chuffing Buffoon. And before you ask, it's not about me. This is observational chuffing poetry of the highest chuffing order, of the highest chuffing calibre. You're in for a chuffing treat, ladies and gentlemen. Right, the buffoon. There once was a buffoon who played the bassoon. He once played a concert whilst he was stood in a lagoon. He'd play in your back garden, or he'd chuff and play on the moon. He likes knives and forks, but personally he prefers a spoon. And he's coming to a town near to you very, very soon. The goon, the loon, the buffoon, who plays the chuffing bassoon. And that is the latest instalment of Big Al's Poetry Corner. Now, have a great chuffing weekend, have a chuffing great day, and a great I'd like to thank 2 more chuffing subscribers who subscribe to the channel. One of them is a fine musician. I've been listening to his chuffing music. Middle-aged gentleman. I'll put you on to him next time when I remember what his chuffing name is. Because you need to remember the name of your subscribers. When I find out what his chuffing name is, I'll let you know and you can check him out. But anyway, have a great day and a great life. And I'll chuffing see you later, hombres. Blah, blah, blah.